I feel joyful that I can get outside and be with my dog.
I feel joyful when I'm outside playing basketball.
I feel joyful when I'm outside.
I feel joyful when I'm in my kitchen cooking dinner.
I feel joyful when I'm swimming in the pool or just hanging out outside.
I feel joyful when I am running.
I feel joyful when I'm hanging out with my friends.
I found joy going outside and enjoying the warm weather.
I feel joyful when I see that our staff has worked so hard to keep us connected to the church through social media. God bless you.
Hey 2PC Youth, I'm coming to you straight from the living room of my apartment. I hope that wherever this video finds you, that you are doing well. I miss being with you, but it's nice to see many of your faces at youth group on Zoom on Sunday evenings. I hope you'll join us this week. Today I want to talk a little bit about joy. Joy is one of those feelings that sometimes can be a little hard to come by when things are scary or hard or things aren't going our way. Maybe if you're quarantined in your house for several weeks or months on end, sometimes it can be a little hard to find our joy. I want to tell you a little bit about a story from the Old Testament. There is this time in the history of God's people where they were sent into exile. They all had to go far away from their homes and from each other. But eventually they get brought back to the land where they love, the land where they live, the land where they can be together. You might think that after having such a difficult experience, it might be hard for them to find their joy too. But there's a prophet named Nehemiah, and he talks to God, and God talks to the people through Nehemiah. And what God has to share with the people, God says, "This day is holy to the Lord your God. Do not mourn or weep. No, instead, go and have a party and then share with your neighbors. This day is holy to the Lord. Do not be grieved, for the joy of the Lord is your strength." I love that. It says the joy of the Lord is your strength. When we're able to choose joy, even on a day that's difficult or hard, even if you're feeling tired of being stuck with your family, you want to be back with your friends, if there are ways that we can find joy, that is our strength. God shows up when we're able to look for moments to celebrate and to rejoice, even in the difficult times. Now that doesn't mean we're not allowed to be sad and upset. If you're having a rough day, go ahead, have a rough day. God will listen to you. God wants to know how you're really feeling. But the next thing to do after you're having a rough day is to say, "Okay, God, this day has been really hard. Where can you help me still find even a little bit of joy in this day?" Maybe it's in a walk outside. Maybe it's in a FaceTime conversation with one of your friends. But how can you find even just a small amount of joy? Because when you can find joy, that gives you strength. So for our devotion this week, I want you to try and do two things. Number one, I want you to think about what brings you joy. And then I want you to go do it. If you can get outside, eat a snack that you love, call a friend, go do something that brings you joy, and I promise that through it, God will bring you strength. Number two, think about the people that you love and what brings them joy. What can you do to help bring joy to somebody else, to someone that you love? Could you send them a card in the mail? Could you call them? Could you drive past their house with a big sign that says, "Hello, I love you"? What could you do to help someone that you love feel joy? And that's our devotion for this week. My friends, may the joy of the Lord be with you, and may the joy of the Lord be your strength.